have become a common part of modern times, but have you ever wondered how they came to be? I have grown up around many different firearms, rifles being my favorite, but I've never thought about their origin. Rifles have been and still are a unique and important part of American survival and culture throughout history. Today, I'm going to highlight the origin of rifles in America, the advancement of them, and the importance of rifles for sport and survival. According to the shooting article from Encyclopedia Britannica, published in 2013, flintlock rifles were known by the middle of the 16th century. German gunsmiths brought this idea to America. They were ignited using flint and steel, and they were popular because they were easy to repair in pressing circumstances. These rifles were later made in larger quantities as infantry rifles. According to the military technology article, also from Encyclopedia Britannica, published in 2019, flintlock rifles were modeled using a trigger called a serpentine and jaws called dogs which held the flint. Pulling the serpentine struck the flint against the steel and showered the primer powder with sparks. This propelled the ammunition. Rifles get the name rifles from rifling, which is on spiral grooves on the inside of the barrel. These improve accuracy. Longer shoulder stocks also improve accuracy and better absorb the impact of your shot. Now you know the first mechanism used for rifles and how it was modeled. This was just the beginning of the development of rifled firearms. According to the shooting article from Encyclopedia Britannica, published in 2013, the flintlock British Baker rifle was also ignited using flint and steel and produced from about the 18th century. These were good for long ranges and they were muzzle loaded. They were only given to special units in the Army because they were slow to load. The Kentucky long rifle was brought to America by gunsmiths from Germany and Switzerland, and these were very accurate for long ranges. They were produced from about 1710. This information came from the Rifle That Made America by David Petzel, published in 2003. The percussion cap rifle was developed in the early 1800s and used for a good 300 years. These were popular because they were ignited using primer powder and they were easier to use. They led to modern ammunition. The inline percussion cap rifle used a percussion mechanism that was in line with the barrel instead of alongside of it. This made for a faster and more reliable ignition. These became popular with hunters because the percussion mechanism was shielded from the elements. All of this information came from the History of Firearms section of the Hunter's Guide, published in 1998. As you can see, rifles have come a long way from just hunks of wood with metal tubes attached to them. They weren't just made for their looks, though. According to the shooting article from Encyclopedia Britannica, published in 2013, rifles were used for protection and hunting from North American settlements all the way to farming settlements on the Atlantic seaboard. Target shooting also became popular. Shooting matches were held on weekends and holidays across America, and they attracted up to hundreds of marksmen. In 1830, shooting clubs were formed, and in 1871, the National Rifle Association was founded. As I've shown you, rifles were very important to the American way of life, not just for survival, but also for fun. Even simple tools can bring relief to hard times if they're put to good use. Rifles began as simple inventions built to improve long-range warfare, and they turned into an important part of the American way of life. They saved countless lives from danger and hunger, and they also introduced a new sport to the American culture. The origin of rifles in America, as well as the advancement of them through history and the importance of rifles for survival, they may not be popular subjects, but I believe that a little knowledge of these topics can shed a little light on the ways of the past. If you ever feel like hitting a bullseye, rifled firearms are a good place to start.